darkness slowly disappeared, and Ethan finally saw what was waiting for him. Standing in front of him was a person who looked exactly like him. The same face, the same eyes, the same clothes. It was as if Ethan was looking at another version of himself. Neither of them moved, neither of them spoke. They only stared at each other, trying to understand the impossible truth standing before them. Ethan had entered this house looking for answers, but he never expected the answer would look exactly like him. Ethan could not move. His mind was filled with questions. Who was this person? Why did he look exactly like him? And why did this house bring them together? The figure slowly looked around the room, as if this place was hiding a secret that Ethan was never supposed to discover. Every wall, every symbol, every mark inside the room was telling a story that had been forgotten for many years. Ethan realized something terrifying. He was not the first person to enter this place, and he might not be the last. The figure slowly walked deeper into the room, and Ethan followed. Every step felt heavier than the last. The air inside the room was different, cold, silent, almost as if the house itself was watching him. Ethan looked at the strange writings covering the walls. They were not random marks. They were memories, warnings left behind by someone who knew the truth. The figure stopped in front of the symbols, and Ethan began to realize this room was not hidden by accident. It was waiting for him. Suddenly, the room changed. Ethan was no longer seeing only the walls and symbols. He was seeing a memory, a vision of the abandoned house, the same house that brought him here. He stood in front of it, trying to understand what he was seeing. But the most terrifying part was not the house. It was the figure standing behind him. Ethan slowly realized this stranger had been connected to this place long before he arrived. But the biggest question remained. Why was the house showing him this? As Ethan watched the memory, the figure began to move, slowly, calmly, with a strange smile on his face. There was no anger in his expression, only a terrifying confidence. It was as if he already knew what Ethan was going to discover. The figure walked closer and closer, while Ethan stood frozen in fear. For the first time, Ethan understood something was wrong. This was not just a memory, it was a warning. Ethan could not believe what he was seeing. The old television was showing memories that should have been impossible to see. He held his camera tightly, trying to capture every detail. Every second of the recording revealed another secret about the house. But Ethan did not notice. Something was standing behind him, the same figure from the memory, watching him in silence. Ethan thought he was watching the past, but he never realized the past was watching him back. The images on the old television changed again, and what Ethan saw made him freeze. The screen was showing him entering the abandoned house, the same moment, the same place, the same journey that brought him here. Ethan's heart began to race. How could this television show something that happened to him? He slowly covered his mouth in shock. The truth was becoming clearer. This house was not showing him random memories. It had been following his story from the beginning. Fear took over Ethan. He could not stay there any longer. The memories, the television, the figure, everything was becoming too much. Ethan turned and started running. He searched for a way out, but every path seemed to lead him deeper into the mystery. Then suddenly, something appeared in front of him. Another entrance, another hidden door, a door that was never supposed to be found. Ethan stopped and stared at it, because deep inside, he knew the house was not letting him escape. It was leading him somewhere. Ethan slowly reached for the hidden door. His breathing became faster. Every second felt heavier than the last. He knew something was waiting on the other side. With trembling hands, he slowly pushed the door open. A cold, dark mist began to escape from inside, but Ethan did not realize he was not alone. Behind him, the mysterious figure appeared again, watching him silently. Ethan was looking into the darkness ahead, not knowing that the greatest danger was already standing behind him. Ethan slowly entered the hidden room, and what he saw made him stop. The walls were covered with strange writings, symbols, and forgotten memories. The mysterious figure was standing there waiting for him. But the most terrifying discovery was not the figure. It was the pictures. Old pictures of Ethan. Memories from his own life. Moments he never thought anyone else could know about. Ethan looked around in disbelief. This room was not just hiding secrets about the house. It was hiding secrets about him. Ethan turned toward the figure. He wanted answers. He wanted to know who this person was and why this house was connected to him. But before he could say anything, something impossible happened. The figure began to disappear, slowly. His body started breaking apart, turning into a dark black dust. Ethan stood frozen. The person who had followed him through this nightmare was fading away right in front of his eyes. But as the last pieces of dust disappeared, Ethan realized one terrifying thing. The mystery was not ending. It was only beginning. The room became silent. The figure was almost gone. Only the final pieces of black dust remained, slowly floating in the air. Ethan watched without moving. He wanted to understand what he had just witnessed. But there were no answers. The last particles of darkness slowly disappeared, leaving Ethan alone inside the mysterious room. For a moment, everything seemed quiet, but Ethan did not know. The house was not finished with him yet. The final piece of black dust disappeared, and for a moment, Ethan thought it was over. But then, something appeared on the wall. A shadow, a figure, the same mysterious presence that had followed him from the beginning. It was not standing beside him. It was only watching him from the darkness on the wall. Ethan slowly turned his attention to the ancient wooden box. Then, a strange sound filled the room. The box began to open by itself, slowly, silently, as if something inside was waiting for him. Ethan moved closer. His heart was racing. He was finally about to discover the truth. He leaned forward, ready to look inside, but before he could see what was hidden within, the box suddenly closed. Ethan froze, and a terrifying whisper came from the darkness. Some secrets are never meant to be found, to be continued.